Okay, next up we're going to test the Archoil straight up to do the boron test for the load, just to see how it is all by itself, no other influences. We're going to use 1 pound weights. One, two, three. It just started to touch the 3 and it went off. Just so everybody knows, regular motor oil will do 3 pounds without any additive at all. Here's the bearing score mark. It's about 5/16 of an inch by 3/16 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch deep. That's huge. Going to move on to the next. All right, we're here to go again. Once again, the Castrol Edge 5W30. We're going to run it against Archoil AR9200 friction modifier. Look at there, 300,000 pounds of load. This should be amazing. It says add 1 ounce to every quart. Mix it up. All right, fill the bath up, all the contents. I'm going to use the same 1 pound weights. One pound. Two pounds. 3 pounds. 3 pounds. 3 pounds, that's 162 pounds of load. It says right there, 300,000 pounds of load. Huh. That's amazing. All right. No better than the ZDD Plus, no better than the rev-x, not as good as the Prolong, the same as the Motor Coat, and the same as that. Let's move on. Okay, now we're going to use the TurboMax brand. Where's my cup? We're going to use the TurboMax brand in here. This is just one of the additives that's in TurboMax, but it's the same primary ingredient that's used in rev-x and Archoil, except for I believe ours works much better. Going to use 1 pound weights. See how I've never tested this like this, so we'll see what it does. Much quieter to begin with. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. I'm going to take these off. We normally test the TurboMax with 2.5 pound weights. Otherwise, we run out of room to stack. So we're going to switch over to the 2.5 pound weights. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. 6. 7. Oh, 8. 9. Some 2 pound weights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 1 pound. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 2. And a half. I'm going to need a calculator to add all this up real quick. In the 2.5 pound weights, there's 22.5 pounds. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Plus 11. 33.5 pounds. So, that's 10 times plus, because the other 2 morons never even made it. The ratio to this is, on this arm lever, is 54.33 to 1. So essentially, the BLS and the Arch boron products, we'll call it 2.5 pounds each times 54.33, held 135 pounds of load. The TurboMax brand of boron held 1,820.05 pounds. And I know from other analysis that the boron content in this is 6 times stronger. So, when you add the TurboMax boron to your motor oil or gearbox oil, you're also adding the ability to clean. It raises the TBN from a 6.5 to a 13.8, which is nearly 3 times the oil life just in our boron. And we have many other ingredients that go in there Rev-X doesn't come close at all. It's really relative to the same as the Archoil. And none of them even come close. Okay, here's the wear scar mark from the boron that's produced by us, and in the Turbomax you can't even I can't even see it on the camera. I can barely see it with my eye. It measures 60 thousandths by 90 thousandths, and it's just barely even. You can't, well, you can see the other marks. Those are the previous. If we set the power on the motor at about a quarter of a horsepower on all these tests, if we had turned the motor up to where it was a half a horsepower, it probably would have held 50 pounds and left the same size score mark. And it may not have gouged any more out until we turned it up to a full horsepower. So as you can see, there's quite a difference.